So today we'll be installing a slow close toilet seat. What you'll need is a tape measure, a Phillips head screwdriver, and you may want a pair of latex gloves. First, you're going to take the clear plastic ribbed insert and stick it right in the toilet seat hole after you've removed your other seat. Then you're going to take your mounting base with a stainless steel mounting post and stick it inside that hole. Then you want to use the black washer, the white washer, and then the wing nut on the bottom. So you put the black washer first, then the white washer, then the wing nut, and then you want to lightly thread that on the screw in the bottom. You want to hold that wing nut on the bottom and then use your Phillips head screwdriver on the screw there and just screw that down. You don't want to screw it down too tight because you're going to need some play to move that back and forth. So when we do put the seat on the mounting post, that it can fit on there and line up correctly. See how there's a little bit of wiggle room there? You want that. So just do the same thing on the other side. First you want to put that plastic insert in, then the black washer, the white washer, and then the wing nut. You want to stick that with the screw side down right in that plastic insert. Make sure that washer's in there. And then the black washer, the white washer, the wing nut. And you want those two mounting posts to either be facing inside or they could also be facing outside if you have like a smaller toilet, because you need to be within the 4.5 to 6.5 inch range that I'll be talking about later. But for most toilets you're going to want these mounting posts facing on the inside. And then you just hold that bottom wing nut, take the screwdriver, and just tighten that up. You don't want it too tight, but you want it almost all the way up. So you kind of just hold the wing nut and then just screw it down. I also have a link in the description below for this exact toilet that I'm using, a Bath Royale slow close toilet seat. It's a Eurocast Moster pressed sawdust, but this one's actually a really good model, so I'll leave that link in case you don't have one yet. It's a really good one. It's about 75 to 80 bucks, I think. But I was so sick of going through the toilet seats that I decided to buy a good one. So next, you want this between 4.5 to 6.5 inches, because that's how big the holes are on the back of the seat that go on top of those mounting posts, those two metal pieces that are sticking up. It's really not that big of a deal to measure it, I found out later, because you can kind of move those around since we didn't tighten those down too tight, because you need the holes in the back of the toilet seat that we're going to do later to line up with those two metal tips that are sticking up. So right here in that black area there are holes in there, and that are the holes that are going to line up with that. So I had to finagle with this for a little bit because the holes weren't quite lining up right. So that's why you want to leave a little bit of room and not tighten them down too much, so you can kind of move those back and forth, and also for the alignment of the toilet seat. So you can kind of move those a little bit, and then the holes that are inside there from the factory, they can move up and down like I'm pointing to there. So you can take a screwdriver, stick it in that hole, and then pull that down slowly and gently, and that way it's easier to line up with the posts on there, because you can just go straight down onto it. And once you push down on there, you'll hear a click. It'll be pretty obvious when it's clicked on there. And that's another reason why we don't want it too tight, because you want to be able to maneuver the seat so it lines up exactly with the toilet bowl itself. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm kind of just feeling around the edges of the bowl to make sure that the seat lines up correctly with it. So once that's in the right position, you just want to hold that wing nut on the bottom again, and now tighten that all the way down as tight as you can. You just want to get that pretty tight, then do the other side, and then get that pretty tight, And then we're going to go back to the other side and really tighten it down, because you don't want it to shift back and forth. If you make one really tight and the other is completely loose, it might shift a little bit. So we're pretty tight. Now we're going to go all the way tight. So we back on the second time, back to the other side, and get that really tight on there. Now there's two little buttons there. I'm only showing one push, but there's two buttons on the inside of there that you push, and that releases the toilet seat. And that's actually really handy, because that can get pretty nasty back there with the regular toilet seats. And this is easy just to pop off, so you can clean back there, and makes it really easy. So it comes with two different mounting covers. I'm going to use the white one because chrome, nah. I'd rather have it match and blend in. So you want to stick those base covers. There's a little hole in there, it goes over the mounting post. Just stick it right down and it goes right on there. Do the other side. And just the same thing where you line up those black holes, or the holes in the black piece. Stick it right on. You'll really hear a click right there. That way you know you're tight. And voila! Slow close toilet seat installed. Pretty easy. Only took me about 10 minutes, and that's with filming. Otherwise it would have took 5.